is a vibe, and don't you let no one tell you anything different, okay? So if you're new to the community, welcome. This is your nightly self-care routine, or whenever you listen to this. If you want added support, we do have a Patreon community. If you're feeling down and you want to feel good, head on over to the gratitude community and all that other extra good stuff too. But as I was channeling a message, the message that came up was, you are a vibe. Like, everything about your energy is a vibe. The more that you become more comfortable with yourself, the more that you use the energy of the universe to get you to where you need to go. And that really doesn't matter what your spiritual, religious, or lineages are. That's a different area. This is just you getting comfortable in your own skin. And I just want to say that I notice it, I appreciate it, and youarethebomb.com. So I have some clear quartz in which we're going to just go over some chakras, just do some cleansing enhancement in order for you to just continue to vibrate at this level. Because, it's so many times that we take an action when things are not going well, but what if things are going as well as they possibly can be in the moment, and we just want to amplify the experience. I just want to amplify you as you're going on that journey. So I'm just going to take this and just rub it over your energy. And if you're new to the community and you're new to Reiki, like the video, share it with someone you feel like it can help, and just explain what's happening. Reiki is a style of energy healing. It started in Japan. It's actually a relatively new style of energy healing. So if you hear people say like Reiki is this ancient thing that's been around forever, energy healing is this ancient thing that has been around forever. Reiki actually has a date. It was the beginning, early like 1900s, late 1800s. That's really when it came to be. And Reiki is so new that it was very intentional. It spread to the West. That's why it doesn't have the same type of like cultural appropriation issues, because in order for it to branch out and reach this area, it was really shaped via Hawaii. And Mrs. Takata, Reiki Master Takata, in order to kind of validate that here. So that's why you can actually go to places like, you can go to Japan, you can go to places and they not even know what Reiki is. So that gives you a perspective that it's just one of many healing modalities. So, and it's much more popular in the West than other places, and that's okay. Sometimes people feel like they gotta be in something that is like so mystical and so esoteric. Baby, let me tell you something. It don't matter what course. And of course, over time, there has been different and other modalities that have come along. So it is really, really important that we learn. We may not be able to learn everything, but for the things that we do care about, we learn about it. And for me in general, sometimes I will kind of get into, mention a little bit of Orisha work and things like that. For me personally, that's not a requirement for anybody else. It's just me personally. Because I feel like as a person of color, as an African American, it is important for me to know that aspect, to know what was villainized historically through colonization, rather than just not think about it and dismiss it and stuff like that. No, and there's value in everything. So I'm gonna get off my systemic horse and basically say that you just gotta be whoever you are and whatever you are. Okay, I try to keep it real with you. I try to just kind of give you game and talk to you straight up like I would talk to anybody close to me, because one thing I'm not gonna do to you, baby, is lie to you. Okay, we can be able to have these energetic conversations. We can work on the soul, work on the emotions, work on the mind, and be able to move things forward in the systemic too, in a very safe, inclusive, and compassionate way. Okay, it's all interconnected, and I think that's why this community is so special, because you barely hear people within these communities talk about the systemic, because I just don't think that they learned or just don't know how to. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just it can be tough for people. But for me, I'm like, look, I'm gonna free you, or I'm not gonna free you. I think it's better to say I will give you a roadmap and you will free yourself. And that means you know everything, and you're able to find a lightness and a light heart in you as you go about doing whatever it is that you want to do, and be able to look at reality and live in your own reality at the same time. Okay, so this energy that you have going on, this receptive nature, this open heart, all of this stuff, it's a vibe, baby. It is a vibe, and I want you to just smile at yourself and encourage yourself and give yourself a pat on the back, because you did that. You represent a lot. You represent every incarnation of yourself. If you believe that, it is not a requirement that you do or you don't. You represent the growth of you in your life. You represent any lineage, ancestor, connection, growth. You represent a light of many struggles in which you found peace, calm, and clarity. You represent all of those things. So smile with it, okay? Smile with every little single moment. 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 Every little single ask yourself,